Meet the Mets, meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are really sucking the ball. Knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the M-E-T-S Mets of New York town. Oh, the butcher and the baker and the people on the streets, where do they go? To meet the Mets! Oh, they're hollering, they're cheering, and they're jumping in their seats. Where do they go? To meet the Mets! All the fans are true to the orange and blue, so hurry up and come on down, 'cause we got ourselves a ball club, the Mets of New York town. Give 'em a yell! Give 'em a hand! And let 'em know you're rooting in the stand. Come on and meet the Mets. Meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to...
Hi, everybody. This is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion, your host, the Hut, and here I am again in New York City. I'm about to do something I probably shouldn't do. That's come on camera. If you have children and you have weak stomachs, this might be a time to walk away. Oh, here we go. Now, of course, please don't unsubscribe to the channel along the way. Where am I? What the hell? And that's probably the best picture I could find of myself. Look at that, folks. That's great, isn't it? What the hell? Where am I? Hello? Hello? Let's see if I can fix this. Let me see how I take this down. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know what happened to you. I was on here before. This is no good. This is no good. So, say. Sorry for any technical difficulties. I was having all kinds of technical difficulties before I came on here. So please bear with me as I try to get this monkey crap to work. I don't know what happened to the camera. Oh, wait a minute. Hello. There we go. All right. Just fix my hat. So here we are back in New York City. Hey, folks, if you want to walk away, just walk away. I'll take. I, I believe me. You want to walk away from this, go right ahead. But we're back here um, talking about the Mets. Uh, I would point out a couple things. The Met fans, I got to say, I'm a Met fan. Everybody's cranky. Everybody's cranky about the Mets over the last couple of days. They come back from the All-Star break. They took 3 out of 4 from the Cubs. They lost the last game in Chicago. They lost the first 2 games against the Padres, and everybody's pissed off, cranky beyond belief. Lighten up. We got about 67 games left in the season. This team is in very good position. No, they are not in trouble. Jesus, what do you think they're going to collapse? The the Atlanta Braves went on an historical run. Okay, they go 39-11. Who would have seen that they would go on that run? And they still haven't passed the Mets at this point. And the Mets took 2 out of 3 against them last week. So Sonny D is already, everybody's gloom and doom. I am not. Never gloom and doom at any point. But, you have a situation where the team is, they need offensive help. I've been saying that for 2 years. That they rely too heavily on Dom Smith. They rely too heavily on J.D. Davis. I've been getting such ridiculous comments about some players over the last couple of days. It's just beyond mind-boggling. You have Dom Smith, who we have seen. He has not hit a home run in over a year. He hit 11 home runs last year and nothing other than 1 home run in the second half. So he didn't hit anything in the second half, and he did not. Sonny D, we have no hitters. The Mets have the number 1 RBI guy in the National League. Give me a break. You're not very sunny, Sonny D. You're a little gloomy. But this team, lost my train of thought. The team obviously needs more offense on this team. And now they brought in Vogelbach. He is a bench guy. He is better than Dom. Okay, let me get back to what I was saying about Dom. Dom has a slow bat. I've been saying that for 2 years. Okay. J.D. Davis is bad. He's only good against bad pitching. He can hit bad pitching. Your host, I've been watching this for a long time, and it's mind-boggling to see why Dom Smith and J.D. Davis are still on this team. It has bothered the hell out of me that they're still here. Okay, they have gotten no offensive production out of the DH spot. First, we had Cano, who was a disaster. And then we have the batting average is 152. 152 from a left-handed hitter. That's the production the Mets have gotten against right-handed pitching from the left side. You can't be that bad out of a DH spot. But here we have, but here we are. Now they're in first place. Now Sonny D wants to change half the team. Okay, you can't change half the team. Sorry. Now today, there was a rumor that was going around that the Mets had made an offer to the Nationals for Josh Bell. Josh Bell's numbers are better than what they have right now. And he's an everyday player. Okay. And that makes a big difference. I was going through his numbers earlier before I started doing this live stream. He's put together some really good at-bats. His numbers are very solid. I'm going to run through them a little bit. Always have my trusty phone. So right now he's got a wins above replacement, 3.4. They are a -0 at the DH spot. Negative at the DH spot. Okay. The worst thing that could have happened was that the Nationals put out that they were going to trade Juan Soto. Okay. So now everybody's going to be clamoring for him. Every desperate fan for every team that's not getting enough offense. Okay, he's not going to get traded before the trading deadline. But Josh Bell, let's go through his numbers. They're actually very good. He's having a very good year. 13 home runs, 50 RBIs. Very good. 106 hits. Let's get a little bit deeper with the numbers. He's hitting 305, which is a career high for him right now. 385 on base percentage, which is a career high. 494 slugging percentage. OPS is 879. Having a very strong season. His OPS plus is 154. So he's 54% better than what the rest of the league is doing. Now he would come in here to play third, play a little bit of first, but primarily be the DH in this team and be another power bat. This team is 19th and home runs. You can't win a division that way. You can't win a World Series that way. Let me just get into it. Hello, Juan Santiago. Hello, N-Man 40. Hello, Kenneth Flood. N-Man 40. The Mets are notorious for having most of their offense getting cold all at once, even in their playoff years. Okay. My uncle said the same thing happened in the 70s. Oh, boy. Bring it in the past. Kenneth Flood. Washington won't want to trade Soto to the Mets. That's a possibility. But it seems like the Nationals are not getting what they want. It seems like the teams aren't willing to trade. And I don't blame the teams. The teams shouldn't trade their top four prospects for anybody. Why would you decimate your farm system for one player in season? It's one thing you're going to do it in the offseason. Are you doing it during the season? That doesn't normally happen. So I don't think that that's the right thing. I don't think teams are going to be doing that. I wouldn't do that. Some of the proposals that the Nationals want are ridiculous. They want the Mets' top 3 prospects plus 2 other prospects. Plus, they want to take a couple of players off the Mets roster, and they want to give the Mets Patrick Corbin his stupid contract. That's crazy. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do any of that. I just don't understand it. I would never do that, and the Mets shouldn't do that. I don't think any team should do that. Let them wait. There's no real reason to make that kind of a move and decimate your whole farm system. Not in season. You don't see those kinds of trades happen in season. Those trades usually happen in the off season. I mean, the last player that was dealt at this caliber was Miguel Cabrera, and he wasn't looked at the time to be this kind of generational player. At the time, Cabrera was a bit disgruntled there down in Miami or Florida, whatever the hell they were that back then. He was a little disgruntled. So it's not a situation where, we've never seen a player get traded in season of this type. So that's why I'm very surprised that they put this out there. Now the rumor is they're going to move him. Well, whatever. The Mets are in a situation where they're not in last place. They're not like 3 or 4 games behind a team. They're tied with a team. This other team has gone on a historical run. Okay. They've gone on a historical run. So you can't say, and the Mets are still on pace for 100 games. Okay. Last year, the Dodgers won 106 games and finished in second. And they went past the Giants in postseason. So don't get all worked up, guys and ladies, that the Mets are in trouble. It's far from it. They have a good manager. He knows what he's doing. It's not a situation where we had our good friend Luis Rojas, who was didn't know what the hell he was doing. I wouldn't say I'm looking good. We'll get into that. Well, hello, Robert Simone. Yes, Simeon, you get to see me. I'm sorry. I apologize for being on camera. I apologize to everybody, especially for those who have weak stomachs. Yeah, so I'll be going off a little bit. We're going to do a little sort of screen share just to run down the statistics a little bit, just to show you a little bit where we're at. The Mets have played 95 games, and the Braves have played 96. And obviously, the Mets are in the kind of shape right now. There's no stress. I am not stressed out about this team. They have the second best record in the National League. Okay, they're in great shape in terms of the wild card. Somebody texts me while I'm on camera. Okay. Uh, Sorry about that. Somebody texting me. The hell she want? Yes. So the Mets are one game up in the loss column on the Braves. Uh, we've seen plenty of pennant races. We've seen plenty of pennant races um, that have gone down to the wire. The Mets are going up against a very good team this weekend in the Padres. They got very good pitching. You know, this team needs to do a better job. Needs to do a better job of hitting, and we will see how Vogelbach is tonight. A little concerned because Carrasco's pitching tonight. Carrasco has to do a good job of keeping men on base, no walks, no free passes, because I know he's going to give up a home run tonight. Okay, that is without a doubt. I saw a statistic a couple weeks ago. Somebody was complaining to me, well, he's got all these wins, he's got 10 wins, but in 51 of the last 63 appearances, he gave up a home run. 51 home runs in 63 appearances. It's a lot. And that's over the last few years. So I got to keep in mind how this game goes tonight. A couple of things. Jeff McNeil's in the lineup tonight. I don't know what was going on that ninth inning. Jeff should have been up there instead of Nito. Although I'm sort of half and half on Nito getting a chance to do something in the ninth inning. But Jeff McNeil's an all-star. Something was going on last night. It seemed kind of strange. I think something kind of happened during that game on Friday with him because I think he made the last out, I think, on Friday. So something happened at the end of that game. Yeah, the Mets are not all that enamored with Jeff McNeil. I don't think our good buddy Buck Showalter is that enamored with him. Yes, hello, Nicholas. Hello, Ronnie Fund. Hello, Stephen Bunting and Ralph. How you doing, Ralph? Ralphie. So yeah, you're not going to find this kind of live stream in any of the other YouTubers. Hello, Ray. Hello, Aaron. How's everybody doing? Steven says the Braves lost today. Well, that's good. That's good. The Mets win tonight to get the upper game and a half. The Mets next week will be playing the Braves in a 5-game series. I will be covering all those games. I'll be doing live streams before the game, before each and every one of those games, and I'll be on after those games for the most part. From Todd Lacan, I think they have. I'm not sure, Todd. So, Aaron, I had a terrible game today, but it's fun watching the live stream. Well, thank you. But a couple of things on the schedule for the channel. I'll be back on later to discuss the game. I might show the whole entire speech that Gil Hodges' daughter gave for his induction today. I might. We'll see. Tomorrow I'll be on in the morning, I believe. I'll be on a lot tomorrow. There'll be videos coming up tomorrow. I still have to do a video on Trey Mancini. The Mets have been sort of scouting Mancini this weekend. Again, the Yankees down in Baltimore playing the Orioles. So the Mets were scouting those games and watching him. So he's still in play with the Mets too. I was thinking about this today. I wouldn't be surprised if they brought him in and Bell in. Uh, the players the Mets need are very similar to what the Braves got last year, where they brought in a bunch of whole different kind of players that were sort of role players, like Jorge Soler is not a role player, but you know what I'm saying? Sort of under the radar moves. I'd mentioned this. Adam Duvall, the Braves, he's out for the season. I forget what the injury was, but he's out for the season. So we're not going to see him, thankfully, against the Mets. But so I'm sure they'll do something. I guarantee you that. Let me just take a quick at Twitter. Twitter will tell me a lot of stuff that's going on. Hello, Steven. Should we go at the Wilmer Flores? Well, that's not a bad idea. But Wilmer is sort of limited in terms of what he could do. You'd probably want him as a DH. So Adam Duvall has a wrist injury, so he's out for the rest of the season. They'll replace him pretty quickly. you know, Wilmer's not a bad idea, Steven. Wilmer's not a bad idea, to be honest with you. I would not take issue with that. I would seriously think about that. Um, but before we get into that, please subscribe to this channel and like this video, even though I'm on camera. And Aaron, would they trade Flores? That's a good question. They're another team that's there are a couple of teams that are on the bubble right now. The Giants are one of them, and the Red Sox. The Red Sox get their asses kicked this weekend. Oh my God, the Red Sox. The Red Sox did so poorly this weekend. They literally got destroyed. Literally got destroyed. Sydney Sweeney pitched through the first pitch out, and you would think she was pitching in that game for the rest of the game. Hold on, I need a drink. Yeah, you would think that Sydney Sweeney was pitching in that game against the Blue Jays, scoring 28 runs. That is not a good. That you think you guys. Some of you complaining about the Mets start to the second half. How about 28-5? 28-5 against the Blue Jays. But and man, 40. I've heard some rumors about the Mets and players from the Red Sox. One of them is JD Martinez. JD Martinez is a guy you'd want if you're the Mets. That's the perfect guy. He's having a very good year. Aside from the home runs, he's got 30 doubles. He's got 8 home runs. He's got 40-something RBIs. But his slugging percentage is good. His OPS is good. He's having a very good season. Not as good as some of his other seasons, but maybe if you take him out of there, a little change of scenery, and you put him in a real pennant race. There's the Red Sox. The Red Sox are so far behind now the Yankees. Now nobody's catching the Yankees right now. They're 16 and a half behind the Red Sox. They're 3 games behind at before today in the wild card. So, at this point, where the Red Sox going? You don't want to be in the middle. The worst thing you could be right now is where the Red Sox are. And it's funny, they are 1 game better than the Orioles. 2 games better than the Orioles now, and they seem to be going downward, and the Orioles are going up, and they can't really do much either. It's the craziest thing. You got 2 teams that are right there with each other. One's going up and one's going down, and neither one of them can make any moves. Now, I think Mancini is going to move, and maybe probably Jorge Lopez is going to go. That was also one of the Met rumors that Jorge Lopez was going to go in a trade to the Mets, as well as Mancini. But we'll keep an eye on that, obviously. But hopefully we'll have a good feel over the next few days where this trading market is going. Because really the Mets are the team that's been active. They made a second trade last night. Michael Perez, I guess they had him in here for insurance, for just in case Nito had a problem with his wrist. He can't hit. He's just there for defensive purposes and have another catcher online. Last night, Francisco Alvarez had a grand slam in Syracuse. The Mets are in a very strange place with the catching position because they have a catcher who's not ready yet to take on the responsibilities of catching the pitching staff, but his bat is ready. And you and so if he was in a different position, if he was a second baseman or if he was an outfielder, uh, if he was a first baseman, a second, or even if he was a pitcher, you'd have a better sense of where he is as a player. But because of that aspect of him being a catcher, uh, and being 20 years old, um, it's a difficult thing. From Steven, any news on Dom Smith trade? Nothing yet. I've heard the Cubs, the Red Sox, and there is kind of rumblings with the Rockies. Uh, from Steven, I'm gonna like this video hut, but when I first turned in, I was scared. You know what? You and me both. You and me both, Steven. Randy Williams. Nobody knows what's gonna happen until it happens. Please, man. No, I'll read your comment. No caps. Turn the caps off. You know. The thing about the Rockies too is the Rockies are on a different place too, because they don't know what the hell they're doing. you know, After they trade Arenado, where are they going? They're according to Baseball Reference from today, they're 9 games under 500. They're a game in front of the Diamondbacks. In all likelihood, they have a chance to finish in last in that division. They're 21 games behind the Dodgers. I mean, I don't know what the hell they're doing out there. When you trade players, first of all, they traded Arenado, and then you don't trade Story last year. And what are they doing? What is that franchise doing out there? Very strange situation. Uh, uh, well, look, I'm not worried about Dom Smith. His time has passed here. Oh, I'll tell you something funny. Somebody wrote to me today. Well, the Mets are going to trade Dom Smith, and he's going to turn into David Ortiz. You got to use a current reference. David Ortiz, somebody that people will recognize that he was caught with a PED, failure, along with A-Rod, and no one even seems to mention and talk about it. So I guess I said to the guy, well, was Dom going to be taking PEDs now? I had some very strange comments on the channel the last couple of days, especially on Friday when the Mets made that trade for they trade Holderman. I'll mention this about Holderman. He pitched well, but prior to the Mets calling him up, I never heard of him. Okay, and obviously I follow it like you all do. I didn't know who he was, so I've only seen the 15 games. I don't remember seeing him in spring training, any of the games in spring training. So I'm like, well, let me see how he pitches. I've never seen him pitch. He's pitched really well for the Mets, but in the middle of him pitching well, he was on the IL for about 2 weeks or whatever it was. So what was the point? And he pitched well for the Mets. But I'm not going to get worked up about a middle reliever that I've never heard of. And the Mets, I don't even think he ranked anywhere in the top 30. So it was a little confusing. One, they would trade, that they would trade a young reliever so quickly to the Pirates for Vogelbach. Now Vogelbach will hit for power, but he's not a high average guy. He's bounced around. But this one person wrote to me and said, you know what? I bet you laughed too when the Mets let Paul Sewald go, Heath Bell go, and a whole bunch. I'm like, Heath Bell. Paul Sewald pitched over 200 games for the Mets, and he was terrible. The guy goes to Seattle. There's no pressure. Our buddy Heath Bell goes to San Diego. There's no pressure. Of course, he's going to pitch well. No pressure there. So, some of these comments, I just total reaction to the trade on Friday. And to be honest with you, I don't try not to get too worked up about how things are online. So I don't know how some comments are supposed to be sent to me, if they're meant, in sort of an upset way or just matter of fact. But I just thought that some of those comments the other night were pretty funny. And to compare Dom Smith to David Ortiz, give me a break. Dom's going to get moved now. Vogelbach is going to basically, and doesn't he look, I swear, he looks like a cross between John Kruk and Chris Farley. I swear. But be that as it may, the Mets are now in a situation where they're now one game up on the Braves because the Braves lost. The Phillies are 8.5 behind the Mets. Without Bryce Harper, they're not much of a threat. And the Mets have sort of, handed them their lunch this year. I don't see them coming back in any way. Really, the Mets just have to sort of, they pitch really well. They're going to get the Grom back, I would hope, in the next 2 weeks. They said he's going to pitch this week. Buck said he was going to pitch this week. We'll see what day that is. If I'm able to stream, hopefully he comes on Thursday. Hopefully he pitches Thursday. If he pitches Thursday, I will do a live stream covering the start. So I think that would be fun. I've done that before. That's a lot of fun. From Ralph, I want them to get rid of this bum Escobar. Call up Beatty. Well, Escobar has a contract. And Beatty is not ready yet either. He's in Double A. Double A Binghamton. He is not ready yet. Okay. Escobar has a track record. I think Escobar is absolutely pressing beyond belief. And the further we get into this August and September, it's going to be pressing more. But that's why they have to sort of find the guy that can play a little bit of third base, just to give him a blow. I would mention this. Guillorme's playing third tonight. He cannot play every day. This guy can't. He's a good defensive player. He's not going to hurt you, defensively ever. He's going to win you games with his defense, but he's never going to win you games with his bat. He's just not on a consistent basis. He's got 10 doubles, 2 home runs, 0 runs bat. He's got 11 runs batted in. Let me bring the Mets up here to show you what I'm talking about. Now, please, of course, like this video and subscribe. You'll see the little subscribe button underneath the video on your phone or on your laptop or anywhere you're watching. So here we go. Here are the Mets statistics. According to Baseball Reference, they have a 99.4% chance of going to postseason. My computer's frozen. And a 9% chance to win the World Series. Does this sound like a team that's in dire straits? Doesn't to me. Let's go back up. Now, Guillorme has played so much, according to Baseball Reference, that he is now the leading guy at the second base position for the Mets. He's grounded, get this, he's grounded into 11 double plays with only 203 at-bats. 291, his on-base is fine, but his slugging percentage is 369. 369 and his on-base is 371. His OPS is fine, but that slugging percentage is terrible. They have to find somebody in the lineup that can replace him and have some kind of punch. You can't with that. I'm sorry. If you're Luis Guillorme that's watching this video, if you're in the chat, I'm sorry. If you're Guillorme's father and you're watching this live stream and you hear me going after your son, he's a great defensive player, but he can't hit. with any kind of like pop. It's just look. I mean, they are 19th in home runs. The Braves have 10 guys with 10 home runs or more. The Mets have three, and now four with Vogelbach, and he has not played a game for the Mets. I mentioned this about Vogelbach. He's the first Met to ever appear in a game, and his first appearance as a designated hitter. Look at Tomas Nido. 212 batting average, 254 on base percentage, 489 OPS. His OPS plus 42. Anything over 100 is considered above average, above the league average. His is 42. Does that sound like a competitive at bat? Jeff McNeil, 122 OPS plus. He's 22% better than the league. 297 hitter, 13 slugging percentage. 7-7. He's actually having a really weird year. He's gone on to really have a really lousy slump over the last couple of weeks. But really, the Mets have got to find a way to get this offense going until reinforcements get here. Vogelbach will help a little bit. We'll see how he is tonight. And obviously, we got all these rumors. We got Josh Bell, like I said. We got Dom Smith's probably going to get traded now. There's a possibility. He's going to definitely get traded. Definitely Dom's getting traded. Okay, he can't. He's got about, when did he get hurt? The 17th? Today's the 24th. So you got about another 3 days, and he'll probably come off the IL. If that happens, in all likelihood, he will be, hopefully he'll be able to come off with the ankle. The ankle's a 2-week injury. I've had that when I was a kid. It should be more than 2 weeks. All you got to do is get off your feet, put ice on it most nights. The first couple of days is pretty rough. But then after that, it gets weak. It's very weak, but it gets better as you go along. If he's not back by the 31st, then, of course, there's a problem with the guy. The guy's always hurt anyway. But, he'll be gone by the 2nd. He'll definitely be traded by August 2nd. Especially with Vogelbach here. He makes him obsolete. Skadoosh. And then we have, of course, J.D. Davis. He might get traded. He might not get traded. I don't know where the thinking is with him yet. That's more of a sort of a, we'll see. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of his either, by the way. He's bad pitching. And you talk about a blind squirrel getting a nut last night with that base hit that he got last night. So, he's not impressive either. Let's go through their numbers a little bit, just so we can have a better idea of what we've been dealing with as Mets fans. So, J.D. Davis has been the primary DH on the Mets. His batting average is 240, 328 on base percentage. It's not that bad, but 349 slugging. He's got 8 doubles, 1 triple, 3 home runs. That ain't cutting it. If he had 10 more home runs, we wouldn't be talking about this situation. And a 677 OPS. He's got 90. His OPS plus is 95. So he is worse than the average major league player. Worse. Dom Smith is even worse than that. 194 batting average. 276 on base percentage. 284 slugging percentage. 560 OPS. An OPS plus of 61. He is 39% worse than the average major leaguer. You're never going to win with these players here. You're never going to have any kind of offensive output with these guys as your DHs. It is impossible to win games when these guys are batting in the middle order. And I would mention this. When you bat Kanye 5th and when you bat Guillorme 5th, what does that say about the Mets number 5 hitter, which was supposed to be Escobar, and now they have nobody because he's not hitting at all? Escobar's OPS plus 87. Not much better. And his slugging percentage is woeful. And his OPS is not great either. 700 is like the average. for an OPS. This is under 700. So, he's in bad shape. Guillorme's OPS is better. His OPS plus is better. You know, how do you win with this kind of offense? How? You can't. And I've said this like a broken record for 2 years. They've not been able to solve this problem with men on base. They haven't been able to solve this problem with hitting. Now their pitching has been so good over the last really month that's really has carried them. It carried them in that series against the Whites against the Cubs. They pitched very well this series against uh, the Padres, but this is not enough. They need more, obviously. Um, Vogelbach will help. Josh Bell will certainly help if they bring him in here. Trey Mancini, anything will help better than some of the guys we've seen here over the last few months. Let me just go through my phone real quick, see if there's anything new. Be on a few more minutes. I was hoping to come on a little bit earlier, but I was having all kinds of technical difficulties here. Okay, nothing new. Let me just double check with any kind of rumors. Now, please, of course, like this video and subscribe to the Baseball Hut. Yeah, nothing new right now. Other than that, the Mets are scouting Trey Mancini. I should probably have a video on that later. There's going to be so much content on this channel to let you know. Again, I'll probably have a video later. I'm going to be coming back after the game in a live stream. Talk about the game, talk about all these different players that hopefully we'll have some more rumors tonight. This Josh Bell rumor, I would mention that a reliever is part of the package. If the Mets were to make this deal, they would trade a minor league outfielder and a minor league starting pitcher from the upper echelons of the Met farm system, either AAA or AA. I don't know who it is right now. They haven't said, for Josh Bell and one of the relievers with the Nationals. I don't know who that is either. So we'll have to just sort of wait. The Brewers are involved in the talks. The Astros are involved in the talks. So this is a sort of a very much a fluid situation. I got my list here. Believe it or not, I actually write this stuff down. Because sometimes there's so many technical difficulties that it's difficult for me to keep track of everything. But just go run through some of the teams. And I guess we'll start at Juan Soto because he's the big name. I'll go through the names of the teams and stuff, and you let me know what you think. And, of course, please subscribe in the meanwhile. And if you want to participate in the chat, you just got to subscribe, and we'll yuck it up. So with Juan Soto, we got teams that have been talked about and trades with him, and the Nationals, the Mets, the Yankees, the Padres, the Dodgers, the Mariners, the Blue Jays, the effing Cardinals. I don't know why I say effing Cardinals. I just think it's funny. The Giants, which I don't know what's going on with the Giants, and the Atlanta Braves. I don't see him going to the Braves. But again, it's the same problem. You're gonna trade him for a guy that's in division, if that's the issue. Trey Mancini, the Mets, the Guardians, the Padres, the Giants, and the Red Sox. Now the Red Sox, this list I made about a week ago. So this list is probably going to change, and we're probably going to have some new names on here. Some of which is JD Martinez, Nathan Eovaldi, and maybe Xander Bogaerts. So there might be some new names on this by the end of the week. Brandon Drury, former Met, former everything, really. The Brewers, the Guardians, the Rangers, the White Sox, the Mets, and the Dodgers. I wouldn't have a problem with him coming back, but there must have been a problem last year where they didn't bring him up in September. Ian Happ. I've heard the Brewers, the Yankees, the Padres, the Cardinals, the Boston Red Sox, and the Toronto Blue Jays. Wilson Contreras. The big team that's in on him that you constantly hear about is the Mets. The Mets can't give up anything big for him, just based off the fact that, just based off the fact that the Mets have all these prospects. They have the big prospect down there. So why is my face coming in and out here? Ooh, what is going on here? Say, all right, let me just situate myself. It's like sitting in a hole where I'm sitting right now. That's not my usual spot. Yeah. So with Wilson Contreras, the Mets, the Tampa Bay Rays, the Giants, and the Astros. We'll see. Zach Davies, is he on the IL? He's on the IL. Um, Atlanta, Cleveland, and the White Sox. I don't know what's going on with the White Sox. They're another team that's all screwed up. Jorge Lopez. The Mets have been mentioned over the last couple of days in a package with Mancini. If they make this deal for Bell, he might be less likely to come here. But it depends on who they get, if it's a right-hander or a left-hander from the Nationals. Tyler Mahle, he came back today, I guess, from the IL. Cleveland, San Diego, Boston, the Mets, and the Dodgers. Luis Castillo, who's probably going to get moved. The Yankees, I'll put the Mets here just for the hell of it. The Dodgers, the Red Sox, that's probably out the door. The Mariners, the Cardinals, the Giants, the Twins, and the Astros. He has another year on his contract, so he's not going anywhere. Nelson Cruz, I did a video on him last night. Again, I'll mention this. JD Martinez is going to be put on this list at some point in the next couple of days. Nelson Cruz, the Giants, the Mets, the Red Sox, Tampa, and Milwaukee. If you're the Mets, don't pick him up. By the way, hold on, I need a drink. Wait a minute. All right. Yeah, if I were the Mets, I wouldn't pick him up. He's just too old. Just too damn old. Just too old. Noah Syndergaard, former Thor, former Thunder God of Queens. The Red Sox, the Yankees, believe it or not. The Mets, believe it or not. The Blue Jays, the Twins, the White Sox, the Phillies, the Cardinals, and the San Francisco Giants. Martin Perez, I don't think he's getting moved. So we'll get back to him. Frankie Montas, he's come back to pitch. The Blue Jays, the Cardinals, the Dodgers, the Mets, and the Yankees. He might get moved now. I think he's more of an off-season move. Brian Reynolds. Boy, they're always trying to trade Brian Reynolds. He hasn't gone anywhere. Where is he going, by the way? The Rays, the Padres, and the Yankees. Those are the names of teams I've heard with him. But hold on a second. Let me just check my internet connection here. Internet connection is good. No. What's going on here? Now, please, again, like this video if you haven't already. Seems like my chat's a little slow right now. I haven't read your comment. I'm sorry. What happened to the chat right now? Let me just get back to the chat real quick. Again, please like this video if you haven't already. Let me just take this down for a minute. Come back in a minute. All right. Let me just read the chat a little bit. A little behind. Sorry about that. Everything's kind of behind right now with my chat here on the stream. So sorry about that. Try to keep this updated as much as I can. I don't want to be behind the chat, but for some reason I'm behind it. Uh, it's not showing up on StreamYard here, but I'll try to keep up to date. So in the meanwhile, please like this video and subscribe. Okay. Joey Gallo. Where's Joey Gallo gonna go? We know he's leaving. We know that the Yankees can get rid of him. The Yankee fans hate him. They absolutely hate him. But you know what? F them and the horse they rode in on. The Padres, the Royals, the St. Louis Cardinals, and Texas. Tommy Pham. He got so many teams on him, boy. Oh my God. He's got a lot of teams on him. Tons of teams on him. Mets are on one of them. The Braves, the Red Sox, the Mariners, the Dodgers, the Rays, the Astros, the White Sox, Milwaukee, and the Giants. Andrew Benintendi. Should probably add the Brewers to this. Got to add the Brewers because I heard them tonight. With Andrew, he's got the Mets, the Yankees, the Blue Jays, the Cardinals, Boston, which might be out the door now, and the Milwaukee Brew Crew in Wisconsin. Ramon Laureano. Where's he gonna go? No, it says Mike list says the Red Sox, the Yankees, the Mariners, and the Miami Marlins. Ronnie Funds Gallo to the Mets. What are you, crazy? No, sorry, that's not happening. Anthony Santander. I've heard the Mariners, the Cardinals, and the Mariners again. I wrote twice. What the hell did I write it twice for? David Peralta, will skip him. Garrett Cooper, the Red Sox, the Houston Astros, and I've heard the Mets. I wouldn't touch him. What, you want to see this guy who caught that ball against David Wright playing for the Mets? I don't think so. I don't want him here. I don't need that. I don't think any of us need that. Guys that interest us. Michael Fulmer, the big prospect that went in the Cespedes deal. The former rookie of the year. I've heard him with the Mets, the Red Sox, the Cardinals, the Twins, and Philadelphia. That's another team that's going to be moving their bullpen. They got a big, pretty good bullpen out there. Andrew Chafin. I've heard the Mets and the Astros. Let me just say, I got more. David Robertson, obviously. The Mets are in on him. The Red Sox and the Braves. CJ Cron. I've only heard one name with him, and that's with the Mets. I haven't heard any other team with him. I haven't heard any team other than the Mets with him. So that's the one thing. Yeah. So I will be back later in a live stream after the game. Again, we'll go through a little bit of the schedule. I'm gonna be doing a video later, probably on Trey Mancini. Very simple video, just talking about how the Mets have been scouting him in Baltimore this past weekend. I'll have content for you tomorrow. I'll have videos for you tomorrow. I'll have live streams tomorrow. If I come back later and I feel like posting the whole like ceremony with Gil Hodges, I'll put that up. We'll see how I feel. We'll see what you want me to do. That's something a little bit different. I'm going to have all kinds of live streams every day, pretty much before games, except for Saturday, I think. On Sunday, I'll just let you know, there'll be a live stream on Thursday night. There'll be a live stream pretty much every night, except for Saturday, unless I get home not too late on Saturday after the game, maybe around 9:30, but not too long. On Sunday, I'll be getting home around 4:00 here, and I will do a live stream probably starting around 6:00, and I will take the show until as long as I could go on Sunday. So I'll probably talk about a few hours, probably 5 or 6 hour live stream on Sunday, because that's the Sunday before the trading deadline. and I expect some moves, especially with teams leaving cities, going into new cities. The Mets that week will be playing the Nationals in a 3-game series. The first 2 games are night games. The third game is a 4 o'clock game. I will be able to do live streaming that Monday. I'm going to try to do it most of the day. I'm going to try to do it during the game, which I don't normally do. Uh, and that's going to be a long, and I'll probably go to midnight. That Tuesday, we'll have live streams in the morning covering the trading deadline. No matter what happens, the Mets make any moves or not. Uh, I will go up until about 6:30. The trade deadline is 6 o'clock this year on August 2nd. Um, and then maybe I'll come back on later after the game. That Wednesday we'll have live stream. Thursday, or maybe not Wednesday, we'll see. But Thursday, Friday, and Saturday they'll be streaming during the day and in the morning, particularly on Saturday. Saturday I'll be on in the morning because the Mets are playing a doubleheader. They'll be on at 1 o'clock. And of course, I'll be on in between the games of the doubleheader. And that's it. And then, I'll be back a little bit later in a live stream to scare some more people on camera. And you can't stop me. So, but again, please subscribe. And if you're watching this live stream on replay, please send me a super thanks. Again, I'll be back later. I have to do, record a video for Trey Mancini. So we'll see where that goes. I got to read some stuff and just talk about him a little bit. And I want to thank you all for coming by. The channel is doing really well over the last has been doing really well over the last couple of days. It's really picked up a lot. Getting awfully close to getting to 2,000 subscribers. Getting very, very close to doing the things I want to do going forward. And it's because you take the time to watch my videos and watch my live streams and get probably disgusted as I do sometimes watching the team. And I can't thank you all enough. Can't thank you enough for watching. And very excited about getting to 2,000. We're going to get to 2,000 on this channel during the week. Hopefully, I'll get more comfortable being on camera, and hopefully, you'll get more comfortable seeing me on camera. And I apologize to anyone that with weak stomachs and don't want to deal with me, but I really appreciate the time you take to watch the videos and spend time, just listening to my thoughts on the team. So we're in great shape with the team, to be honest with you. And I think that we have a lot to look forward to this season. I believe they'll get the postseason. I think from what I've seen, they're good enough to get there. Jacob deGrom has not pitched yet. Once he gets back on the mound, they're gonna go really crazy in postseason, because really you only need 2 big postseason pitchers to win a World Series. We've seen that a few times with teams, and hopefully now we'll get this guy back, and the sky's the limit, really. Now, before I go, please like this video. And, of course, I want to thank you all for coming by. I'll be back later discussing what happened in the game. We'll go over some stuff that happened in this live stream. I'll tell you what's going to happen going next week, tomorrow, pretty much every day this week. I'm going to be on live except for Saturday. I'll come on before games. I'll try to come on after games if I can. And, of course, next week you're going to get so sick of me. You're like, get off camera and get the hell out of your comic book HUD, baseball HUD, whatever the hell you call yourself. So, but thank you all for coming by. I'll see you later. We'll see how the Mets do tonight. And I want to thank you all for coming by. It was a very good live stream. And I want to thank you. And I'll see you later. And hopefully you'll subscribe. Again, like the video before you go. I'll turn the light out. I'll turn the light back on a little bit. And we'll have a good time. And thank you for coming by. Again, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut. Have a good night. I'll see you later in a little bit. Boy.